I think that's what we love the most, is when people can enjoy this safely, and those who are staying home and get to enjoy it. Yeah, that's the best part of all of this, I think, Josh.
That is the best way to spend a snow day. Or maybe what I did earlier this morning was just kind of hunker inside, watch it through the window.
Also nice.
Yeah.
Also a good plan.
Yeah, definitely a very rare sight for us to see here across the Pacific Northwest. It's not all too often that we get some decent snowflakes to come down across the area, but today, one of those days. We only, on average, over the past 10 years or so, have seen measurable snowfall over the past 10 years, about once or twice every single season. But there you go, a time-lapse view from Chris Lovino coming in out towards the Beaverton area as those roadways quickly saw the snow start to pile up, keeping that KOIN 6 weather alert in place. As we currently sit at 34 degrees, so seeing some of those roadways starting to melt down, but you can still see a lot of the snow sticking around out towards the marina, along the Willamette River here in downtown Portland. Also on some of those side streets, likely going to stay snow-packed for the rest of this evening. So if you're wanting to venture out, maybe leave the bike at home, because those slick conditions impacting those bikers, as we see round number 2 get underway by about 7 to 8 o'clock in the evening. That's where a wintry mix in the form of freezing rain and possible snow is starting to close in on much of the Portland-Vancouver area. You can already see that here with those pinks and purples. That's where we could potentially see some icing out towards parts of eastern Washington County right now. Hillsborough, some parts of Beaverton may be picking up on a snowflake or two as this latest round of moisture tracks its way from the south to the north. It is picking up speed a little bit, so we could potentially see that as early as about 7 o'clock for the Portland-Vancouver area, as the brunt of this system continues to travel its way further to the north. The National Weather Service, of course, painting that mosaic of colors for us here across our area. A winter storm warning in place for Portland, Vancouver. That's extended all the way through about 10 o'clock tomorrow. Further south, parts of Salem, Kaiser, the McMinnville area, all under a freezing rain event. So that's where the icing is going to be the thickest, and over the Cascades, we could potentially see an additional 4 to 8 inches of snow, with some icing in lower elevations. So it's just Friday that we anticipate our confidence to remain high for the next batch of winter weather that's taking aim at our region. That's where significant valley snow is still a very real potential, causing road complications starting tonight and taking us into the start of the day on Friday. So if the kiddos are keeping their fingers crossed for school tomorrow, I think you maybe have a higher chance or likelihood of it being out. As we anticipate that snow and ice to track its way further to the north, the blue, of course, that's the snowfall. So much of southwest Washington just picking up on the snowflakes for many of our areas, and then it all flips over to the snow potential for the I-5 corridor. A little bit of a wintry mix for the coast, heavier mountain snow. This right now is about 5 a.m. on your Friday, so for the morning rush hour, expecting to see a winter wonderland, a road mess for many of us, as we anticipate those temperatures to still sit below the freezing mark. And then we start to dry out our skies, keep the cloud coverage temperatures warm above freezing. So very similar to what we saw today. Melting will start to get underway, but with cold overnight temperatures once again for the start of the day Saturday, that's where we expect to see maybe a few spots here and there to start to refreeze, but I think there'll be enough turnover on the roadways that they will likely stay just on the wet side for the start of the day on Saturday. A few brief rain showers by the afternoon, but it's the snow that will start to accumulate here across the I-5 corridor, the Portland-Vancouver metro area, on top of what is already on the ground, an additional 1 to 4 inches possible. Further to the south, less snowfall, McMinnville, Kaiser, Salem, but it's going to be the ice. That's going to be the biggest cause for concern. It doesn't take much at all, and we're talking about maybe 1/4 of an inch possible in some locations. Again, this is parts of Marion County, points southward. The Portland-Vancouver area likely going to be seeing more snow than ice, but the road impacts tonight really starting to see the roads really worsen, as we anticipate Friday morning to be just the same. It's not until Friday afternoon until we start to see some improvements. So tonight, it's still windy with those east-northeasterly winds gusting about 25 miles per hour, falling back into the upper 20s with that wintry mix. But Valentine's Day tomorrow, we can't forget about that. If you've got a reservation in place, it will be dry. Temperatures will be on the cold side, and I do anticipate some melting to get underway with that 7-day forecast showing the KOIN 6 weather alert staying in place through the middle part of Friday. I anticipate to start to drift away as we see those temperatures into the upper 30s. And then Saturday, a brief rain shower or two, but warmer, near average temperatures in the low to mid 50s with more wet weather by the start of next week. That will be a nice change of pace for us. We get to keep the moisture, but considerably nicer temperatures for us.
Yeah, so Josh, sounds like we've got pretty much 24 hours. Get to tomorrow afternoon, and then things should start to de-thaw a little bit.
Yes, we will have a different conversation come this time tomorrow.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
In the meantime, as we are still in